welcome back to Mr. Moser's Meandering Monday. This is part 3 and the final part of my visit to the Biltmore Estate and the Biltmore House. In part 1, I went over some of the history of the house, why it was built and where, and then in part 2 of the video, I mainly focused on the main floor when you first enter, which included the winter garden and the billiard room, and if you remember that large dining room that was in there, and of course that incredible looking library. So now we're on to part 3. The main way to get to the other floors of the Biltmore House is to go up this stone staircase, which spans 4 floors within the Biltmore House. The staircase is called cantilevered, which means the steps come out of the wall and are held in place by counterbalance. The weight of these solid limestone steps is counterbalanced by the weight of the wall, creating a remarkable feat of engineering. An intricate iron 1,700-pound chandelier hangs in the center of the staircase and is held in place by one single point at the top. One of the first bedrooms you come to on the second floor is the owner of the Biltmore Estate's bedroom, George Vanderbilt. It is a large bedroom, uniquely decorated, and probably bigger than my whole house. And just down the hall is Edith Vanderbilt's bedroom. She was the wife of George Vanderbilt, and you'll see it's decorated in a totally different style than his. A lot of gold, very bright, a lot of lights, and she has a massive walk-in closet that unfortunately you can't go back and see. But it's located right past those curtains. What's interesting is that this house has 250 rooms. That includes bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchens, and more. And every bedroom seems to be decorated differently. There are 33 bedrooms, 65 fireplaces, and 43 bathrooms. In addition to that main staircase I showed earlier, there are 2 elevators in the house and smaller staircases throughout. Heading down to the basement, it's much cooler, and they have a big exhibit of how the house was built, including all sorts of pictures of people that helped with the building and what it looked like during construction. The house even has its own bowling alley with 2 lanes. It looks a little different than what we're used to because there's no machine to return the ball. Servants had to stand at the end and send the ball back down the track to the people that were bowling. Just past the bowling alley is a row of changing rooms for the men and the women that came to visit. Why did they need changing rooms? Because the Biltmore has their own built-in swimming pool. This indoor pool was built in 1895 and when full holds 70,000 gallons. It was unique that it had underwater lighting and it doesn't have a filtration system, so it required the water to be filled from a spring and then drained and refilled every 3 days. In addition to the pool, the lower level also features an exercise room and pantries for all the different foods required to feed everyone, including the staff, in the house. The lower level is also where all the staff slept. They each had their own bedroom. It wasn't as fancy as the rooms up above, though. The kitchen was also located on the bottom floor. It was busy all day long, having to prepare meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it wasn't just to make food for the people that lived in the house, but also for all the staff and workers. To get foods from one level of the house to another, they use small elevators called dumbwaiters to move the food up to another level. You can basically say the bottom level of the house was the working area. They had their own florist room to take care of plants. They also had their laundry down there, including this washing machine. Look at that thing. And drying racks to dry all the clothes. Included with your tour of the Biltmore House is an audio tour that you can listen and learn about the house wherever you are. There's also a great kids version. Once you leave the house, the area where they used to keep the horses is now turned into gift shops. They have a Christmas themed shop, a bakery, restaurants, and a toy store. That brings us to the end of the 3-part series on the Biltmore House and the Biltmore Estate. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, the King Tut exhibit is still there at the Biltmore House and the upcoming Christmas season. Have a great day.